Nigeria's organized labor has kicked against the Federal Executive Council's decision to step down the memorandum on the report of the Tripartite Committee on the new national minimum wage. The head of public relations of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Benson Ukpa, who criticized the failure of FEC to consider the memo during Tuesday's FEC meeting, said stepping down the Tripartite Committee report creates room for injurious speculations. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, told journalists after the council meeting that government stepped down the memorandum to allow for more consultation between President Bola Tinubu, state governors, local government authorities, and the private sector. Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to assess this situation. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure being here as usual.
What do you make of this development with Labour's kickback based on this action taken by FEC?
Well, you see, the matter is being taken out of Labour's hands now, whether it likes it or not. It has moved from industrial relations to legislation. And you see, you have a separation of powers. The executive will draft the bill, go to the National Assembly. The National Assembly will turn it into law. This is a 5-yearly law. And once it becomes law, Labour will be in the quagmire of defying the law. But look at the setting. It is not integrative industrial relations, hostile industrial relations, with Labour adopting a command stand, 500 and something thousand. Now look at the end game, 250 naira to 62, and you can see that the government struggled from 30 to 60, now 62, which means it was difficult for it to breathe on the matter, to accommodate what Labour was saying. But look at Labour's 250%. It's still out of this world in terms of what we have on the ground in Nigeria. The organized private sector are involved. So even if government is able to pay, the organized private sector says it cannot afford it. And look at the inflationary side of it. We are all suffering from inflation now. It does not matter how it came about, but it will escalate to 250 naira. You know, Nigerians, even the vulcanizer, the taxi driver, they say, the cost of living is rising because of this. So I'm not happy with the way things are going. They have turned what should have been the consummate integrative industrial relations exercise into a legislative issue. And it has become political. And once the government makes laws, you flout the law at your own peril. You can't use strike to flout the law. This will have made meaningful, realistic, pragmatic wages. Instead, they were commanding the wages they wanted. It was a private sector. You get me? He said, look, allow us to be able to pay what we can afford. And these are people who employ Nigerians. And then, of course, Labour is behaving as if it is the main industrial, it is the main Labour sector. It is not. The informal economy is bigger. And that is what has been saving Nigeria. Not only Nigeria, Italy, it's the formal economy. All these designer things and so on. Small shops, including, prostitution. These are the informal sector that keep the economy going. No, it's a culture there. It is legalized. So I'm not happy with Labour. That's it. Let them threaten government again. See what happens. But now the ball is in the court, or the issue is on the table of the president. And he says he's still consulting. Yes. If you consult, I doubt I don't envy him. How can you, what is the limit between 62,000 and 250? I wish him well, but you see, I'm sure it is a legislative process now. And you can be sure the people in the National Assembly, even though they don't, when the president sends the budget, they don't cut it, they pad it with their own needs. You can, even if the president sends something out, they will similarly add to it, and the workers will be happy. Get it? The workers will be happy. So, Labour has shot itself in the leg over this matter. And I wish it well. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, you know, a favorable outcome is beneficial to all in this situation. But I like that you also touched on the fact that the process, or rather the final decision, is becoming a little bit politicized, a little bit political. Having said that, with this statement being released that the president is going to consult further, I believe he will consult with the states and so forth. Do you believe that there's still further consultation? What still needs to be consulted on? Because it seems like we've heard over the past few weeks, few months, we've heard every possible argument for every number under the sun. So do you think there's a consultation happening, or is he just buying time while he decides which decision will balance out all of the parties involved?
He is the president. You are not.
I'm not. I'm just trying to get inside his head. What do you think but what do you think is going through his head?
Look, even if he's buying time, you see, it is a difficult task to decide between 62 and 250.
It's a tough one.
And you know, you have an economy where inflation is biting, people are angry, and things like that. If he's buying time, let him buy time. But see, I tremble for Labour. Once the law is made, the law is the law. Sam, and I don't envy them when they try to defy the law. They could have come back from their command structure, command demand, maybe 100,000, even 150. Do you get it now? But to just fly in the air, say for $500,000, even the workers were aghast, they were surprised. Yeah. Is it
possible?
Are they serious? No, they made a mockery of integrative industrial relations. I don't envy them.
Mr. Sobowale, I'd like to, deviate from the organized labor and the president right now and look at the Nigerians that are caught in this, with the money that they're earning that is clearly not, doing what it used to do a while ago. No matter how long the president takes to decide what would be the way forward, what happens in this period of transition to get people to stay sane and not lose their minds, considering the realities on ground?
You see, things are, whether you like it or not, Labour's truculent industrial relations and governments staying hand and pleading has somehow given the government some empathy. People are watching by the sidelines. Do you get me now? They are watching by the sidelines. And you see, I will use two examples now, internationally. In the US, there will be a debate tomorrow between Trump and Biden. I won't talk about Trump because Nigerians hate Trump. They don't want to.
Do they?
But you see with Biden, you see his strategy. He wanted to defend his policies, which I like. That's democracy, that have improved this economy. But these people are telling him, no, if you say that, you have put infrastructure on the ground, you have used welfare, you have given loans to students and all that. They say that will not gel because inflation is crippling the money in the hands of people. Do you get me now? That is what you are fearing. It applies to Nigeria too. You get me? If Tinubu does not handle this well, he will pay for it in 2027. Because the money in people's pocket and the mileage he gets in the market matters. He said the quality of life, the security, education, and all these things matter. And that's the essence of democracy. Like the UNDP said, you see, the essence of democracy is to under the rule of law, build a better life for people who were elected governments into office. So that's it. As it is, the people here are behaving well. They are not. I spoke of the US, but look at you saw CNN yesterday in Kenya.
Yeah.
Those were extremists. Over a tax issue, they burned parliament, and you could see the police were restrained, but the CNN people were fanning everything. They were waiting.
I'm going to have to correct you on the police being restrained, because people were
I
killed with live police rounds.
I watched it. So don't tell me.
The death toll is currently sitting at 20 young protesters who have been killed.
They say peaceful protesters, whereas the parliament was burned, people were killed, and they were given, I think, 15 minutes to vacate the streets. No, let's have law and order and restraint. I admire Nigerians right now.
I'm just saying
those of you who want to import that.
Mr. Sobowale, I'm just saying it's incorrect for us to say that the police showed restraint, because it is fact that the police...
You use your own language, I'm using mine.
The reports on the ground state that the police did kill 20 young protesters.
Perspectives, opinions, facts. Thank you both. Thank you, Mr. Sobowale, for your analysis. We appreciate you as always.